Hello guys and welcome to this tips and tricks video on how to actually create a party that is good for Divinity Original Sin. As you may know, you have two options, two characters to create at the beginning of the game with additional companions that you can recruit throughout the game. So far I've encountered two companions that you receive immediately in the first town. Later on you can go to Hall of Heroes and basically recruit anyone that you want. But for the first party, especially for newcomers to games like this, listen to my tips. I tried two different parties and I can definitely tell you what is better and what is worse. For example, I will give you now an example of my party that was truly horrible. I went with Knight because I did not know what companions I would get. I was playing the game for the first time. I went with Knight and I went with Rogue. The problem with this setup is it actually sounds good, right? You have Knight as a tank and Rogue that can deal multiple stuff, tons of damage, stun, bleed, whatever you want. The problem with this setup is that you will encounter a lot of enemies at first, especially zombies in the first area, Sicil I think it's called, and they will do a lot of AoE poison damage, which makes it extremely hard for AoE, for melee characters to go in, dish out damage and get out unharmed. It is very hard to keep them alive, especially because heals at the beginning are very weak and you can't rely on them. So I had party with recruits, with the first recruits that I had, Madora and Jahan. So I had party of a Knight, Rogue. Jahan is what? I don't know what he is actually, some kind of wizard summoner, I don't know, I made him everything basically. And Madora, who was a tank. I made her, no actually she was a fighter and Knight was a tank, yeah. So I had two DPS and a mage. Problem was I had three melee characters and that doesn't work well, especially in the first area. I was struggling so much. I was playing that setup in beta and that poison was eating me in and out and I couldn't do anything. I was struggling so much that I was, what the hell? Why is this game so hard? But it's actually my bad party composition because I did not know that my first two recruits I would be able to make them whatever I want them to be. Will they be healers or tanks or whatnot? After that, considering the fact that Madora, the companion you get, can be a fighter and DPS or a tank, or both actually, some kind of, not both, but some kind of mix, and Jahan can be everything. A healer, summoner, disabler, and also DPS. I've decided to make a different kind of party for the game when it actually came out. I made a rogue. I always make rogues because rogues are my favorite characters in every type of RPG, simply because I've used them a lot in the game for stealing stuff. You have the... let's talk about benefits of having a rogue in a party. You will get sneaking at the beginning, which can be used to steal a lot of things from other houses in Sicil. You can steal a lot of paintings, you can loot a lot of chests. And this skill is fantastically useful, especially at first area when you are underpowered and you need a lot of potions. So you can use that money to buy potions or better gear. Except for that, Rogue is very much appreciated with this stun skill and his backstab ability. Also, fast track, hastened plus walk in shadows. I always cast these two at the beginning of the fight. Fast track first, then invisible. And after that, you can move in behind an enemy lines and wait for a perfect opportunity to take down that target. As you may notice in some of my videos how I do things, it is a very efficient method, especially against mages. You go behind the mage and you backstab the shit out of him, especially if you saved some of the points. And even if you don't kill him immediately, you stun him and then just do your stuff. Those are the benefits of the thief. The second character that I created was a ranger. Why ranger? because in the first area I've encountered, as I said, a lot of melee characters and a lot of those exoskeletons. Those little bastards that get near to you and start shooting and start exploding and damaging the shit out of you. It will kill your whole party very fast. So some of the skills that you have as ranger are ricochet. I think I pronounced that correctly. It's a fantastic skill. It ricochets all over all the enemies that are near each other, and with that you can clear those exoskeletons easy as nothing, and you don't have to worry about them. Ranged power stance is not as particularly useful because you get minus chance to hit, and your ranger is at the beginning of the game very bad marksman, so you're struggling as it is and you don't need minus chance to hit. Tactical retreat is a fantastic skill that will allow you to get out of nasty situations when enemies rush to your archer, and you can just get away from nasty situation. And you can shoot everyone. I mean, rangers can deal a lot of damage, especially later on when they get some skills. Also, what ranger can do, you will receive later on, if you buy skill books, first aid and doctor. That you can remove a lot of negative effects of your teammates. So that is fantastic, because Jahan that I made in this is my second playthrough, that I made a healer, summoner and disabler, is can't do all by himself, so he needs a bit of help with that. That's where ranger comes in and helps out a lot. So this is my successful party. Ranger, rogue, Madora is tank, sometimes DPS, depending on the situation. I choose different types of weapons, either single-handed and shield or two-handed weapon, and I use Jahan as primarily healer and summoner. Other abilities, I haven't played other characters, so I can't really tell, but okay, Shadowblade is similar to Thief, you can use them as well. Bloodletting, make your target bleed, that could be useful against tougher melee opponents like zombies, for example, who are very tough to take down at the beginning. Wayfarer has fantastic skills, so if you want, you can maybe choose Wayfarer to summon pet, to dish out some damage, to heal out. I mean, this is a fantastic skill set. Fantastic. And you can make Jahan secondary healer, or actually you make him DPS, although he is not proficient with DPS tree like Pyro something. I forgot what's the... Anyway, with fire spells. But that's okay, you can make him, you can just buy skill books and that's it. And for that you can use Thief to steal out a lot of stuff, sell and buy skill books. That's why Thief is so good in this game. But the other thing is that you can make... I digress a bit, but I just realized that you can make a ranger also a sneaking character and pickpocketing and everything, but he's going to have a wide variety of abilities needed to level up in order to be effective with pickpocketing, lockpicking and sneaking. He also needs to be extremely good with bows, so you are looking at a very wide variety of skills that you need to level up, which can be problematic. Witch. Summon pet, bloodletting, out of desecration, which is good utility hero. Summon, I see immediately summon, that's extremely useful, that can help you out a lot. All those spiders are kind of useless at the beginning against zombies because they are immune to poison. But they can stand in poison and dish out physical attack damage, and poison will not hurt them. Wizard is your typical melee mage character. You have magical poison dart, flare, I mean a good skill set. You can also combine him with Jahan. So basically, to conclude the video, battle mage is extremely useful as well. I mean, every character is useful. What you can come up are pretty damn huge variety of options, and they can all be successful. Just don't go overboard with melee characters. You can also go 3 ranged heroes. That would be excellent. For example, ranger that could be good at sneaking, pickpocketing, lockpicking, and you add to that battle mage, and Jahan can be your healer and Madora can be your tank. And you have 3 characters that are behind Madora, dishing out tons of damage, doing their stuff, while Madora is tanking and doing her stuff. So there's a wide variety of options. Just don't go overboard with melee, because you will be fucked in the beginning of the game. I hope this video, guys, helps you out a bit with creating a convenient party for this game. It is my own experience. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of advice on this video, and I appreciate it. I love when people communicate with each other. I want to have a good community here, good subscribers that will help out each other, that will act mature, no annoying kids, stuff like that. So please be sure to comment, give me your party that you created, and explain why is it good or better than mine. I would love that. I really do. I love communicating with you guys. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and see you in the next video.